Ananse, same to you. Do you know how the famous Ananse stories came to be? Oh, you don't know? Well, come close, get a spot, and let me tell you a tale of how the famous Ananse came into existence. Don't rush. Please, subscribe to my YouTube channel first, like this video, and get closer. Now, let's begin. Before the first sun rose high above the sky, in the beginning, the world was empty, silent, without stories, without history. People lived their lives, but they did not have tales to tell, wisdom to share, or laughter to enjoy. There was no one to explain the stars, the trees, or the mysteries of the wind. But all that was about to change, for there was one creature, clever and wise, who knew that stories could shape the world. This creature was none other than Ananse the spider. Ananse had seen how the world lived in silence, and he knew that he could help bring something powerful, stories. He longed to give the gift of storytelling to the people of the earth, so he climbed to the heavens, the God's sacred home, where no creature dared to go. And there he made a request. Ananse stood before the mighty gates of the gods, his body small but strong. He gazes up at the shining light that surrounded the gods' realm. Standing before the gods, Ananse bowed humbly. Great gods of the sky, I, Ananse, come to you with a humble request. I seek a gift, one that will change the world forever. I seek stories, the wisdom of the earth, the beauty of nature, the creatures of the wind, and the lessons hidden in the stars. Please, grant me this gift. The gods, wise and all-knowing, knew that stories held power. They could teach, entertain, and shape the future, but they could not give them away easily. One of the gods' voice booming from the clouds asked, Ananse, you are clever, but are you worthy of such a gift? Stories are sacred. They are not given lightly. To earn them, you must prove your worth. You must face 3 trials. Only then will you be worthy to hold the stories of the world. Ananse never wanted to shy away from a challenge, accepted immediately. He knew that if anyone could pass these trials, it was him. With a confident grin, he prepared for the first test. The first trial was a fierce and mighty river. Its waters were deep, and no creature could swim across it. The river stretched wide, its waves crashing against the rocks like the roar of a lion. Ananse thought to himself, I don't need to swim, I only need to think. This river is no match for my cleverness. With that, Ananse spun a fine thread across his silk, weaving it into a steady boat. He tested it, checked its strength. Satisfied, he climbed aboard, and with his legs steady on the boat, he sailed across the river. The water splashed around him, but Ananse's boat held firm. The mighty river tried to pull him under, but Ananse only smiled, moving with ease. Ananse laughed to himself. See how clever I am. This river cannot defeat me. He crossed the river, arriving on the other shore, unscratched. The second trial was the fire of truth. The fire burned hot and fierce, a flame so powerful that no creature could stand near it without being consumed. The fire burned with the heat of honesty, revealing all lies and exposing all who came near. Thinking aloud, Ananse said, I will not be burned, I will outwit this fire, just as I have outwitted so many before. With great care, Ananse spun a fine thread of silk, delicate and strong. He weaved it into a web that shimmered with light. He moved slowly, cautiously through the flames, his web acting as a shield. The flames roared, but Ananse's web did not catch fire. It protected him as he passed through the fire of truth, emerging on the other side, untouched. Smiling to himself, Ananse said, "Nothing can stop me, not even the fire of truth." The third and last trial was the hardest of them all. Ananse had to climb to the heart of the mountain, where the gods hid the final secret of the stories. The mountain was high and treacherous, with jagged rocks and narrow paths. Only the bravest could hope to reach the summit. Gritting his teeth, Ananse said, "I have faced many trials before, but this will be my greatest challenge yet." Determined and focused, he began to climb. With each step, the mountain grew steeper, the rocks sharper. He tied a rope around his waist and secured it to a nearby tree. Slowly, he ascended, inching his way up, careful not to slip. The climb was exhausting, and Ananse's muscles ached with each movement. But he did not give up. He pushed forward, using his skills and patience. He knew that at the top lay the reward he had longed for. Finally, after a long and grueling climb, Ananse reached the top of the mountain. Waiting for him, the gods stood watching his every move. "Ananse, you have proven yourself worthy," one of the gods said. "You have shown great cleverness, great patience, and great perseverance. The stories of the world are yours now." And so the gods bestowed upon Ananse the greatest gift of all, the stories of the world, stories of joy and sorrow, of triumph and failure, of love and betrayal, and of lessons that would echo through the ages. Ananse, with a grateful smile, thanked the gods. "I will share these stories with the world and they will live forever." And that is how Ananse the spider brought stories to the world. From that day forward, there was no silence. The people spoke, laughed, and learned, sharing tales passed down through generations. Ananse is the one who brings mischiefs, but it is also he who brought the magic of stories to us all. Manase sema matui, say do, enye do, me dia swam miam.